Okay, so we're doing some sleeve tattoos today. I think these are mostly sleeves, or if not all sleeves.
Right.
So it just worked out that way. I just was putting stuff together, and I was like, oh, I think these are all sleeves today.
Excellent.
So
we'll start with the first email from William, and he says, "What's up? Just wanted to send in my tattoo for review. I got it 17 years ago at a tattoo convention in San Antonio."
probably 20 years ago now, too.
Well, it was from 2022, so 18 years ago now.
Oh,
so
close enough.
It took about 6 hours to do, and I was it took 6 hours to do. Sorry, I'm like, does this sentence make sense? And was pretty dope when it was finished. Okay, sorry. I'm kind of over it, and I'm debating going for the blackout. Anyways, hope you all find it interesting.
Well, let me help you out there, friend.
Black it out.
I'll tell you what's wrong here. There isn't enough black. An easy answer is add a lot of black.
A lot of black. Yeah, no, this is I think this would have been a really cool tattoo when it was fresh.
I don't know about that.
I do. I
don't know about that.
I think it could have been really cool when it was fresh.
I don't know about any of that. This is like, it's
color realism not done well.
Yeah, well, it's very hard to do, but
the portions are all there. I just don't think they used enough black.
The sizing is really good.
Yeah, the portions.
It's hard to see some. Like I'm going back and forth here. Is this whole thing finished? Because I don't know what's happening at the top.
It's cut out.
Yeah, it feels like it cuts off at a weird point, but it could be the perspective.
It's a strange tattoo. As I said, when they walked off of the convention floor, it probably looked badass. When it healed, it probably looked less badass.
I don't know, because I don't see enough dark in the face.
I think that all of this probably looked darker when they tattooed it.
This is the thing with these things. You almost have to wait and see them healed.
That's what I mean. And then now it's aged 20 years.
When Rick's doing a color realism thing, it's always I'll need to see the lighter tones, how they heal out, before I go in again and adjust things.
I think personally that the lighter tones were too light.
Yeah.
They were probably too light when it was fresh done, but light enough to pass. And then as soon as it healed, they were probably way too light. And then now it's been 20 years, so they're non-existent. Well,
and the other thing is these kinds of things really are not. I don't think this is the best thing to do at a convention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to do this kind of tattoo, I feel like it's almost guaranteed going to need a second look. So there is some I would recommend here's what you get at a convention, a little tiny tattoo.
Yeah,
you know something what I mean? Like a trad sticker or something.
Yeah, trad sticker is perfect, right? Or a flash piece.
Yeah, it's a good bet for a convention, but to get a full color realism type sleeve done at a convention, it's not really a great idea. Or that one we had with the infection where the person got the full color leg tattoo. I don't think that's a good one for a convention either.
Well, number one, you can't go back to the artist for touch-ups, and I feel like anytime you're doing full saturation, you really want to be able to go and get some touch-ups, because your body's going to push out ink.
It's going to be hard to find someone else in your area after that could do this, and B could do it the same style, same way, the same technique.
And C wants to.
C, well, there's more. C could match, understand where this guy's head was at, because you kind of have to understand what this guy was doing versus what you would do.
Right.
And then B, also, would he want to take this on? You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And I know exactly what you mean.
They're not going to post it because it's not their work.
It's not. I agree. I totally agree. Ring, ring, ring. We forgot to turn off the shop phone, guys.
That's fine.
Have
Whatever.
fun.
The shop's closed, so it's their own.
Yeah. Just pointing out the obvious here. Yeah, I think that either they get it touched up, but if they're bored of it, they should just black it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought.
Actually, a fairly difficult blackout, though, because there's no negative space here, and some of these colors don't like to be blacked out. So just so you know, some of these lighter tones are the most persistent tones.
I feel like you had some yellows that were real angry.
Green and yellow did not want to go anywhere.
I think you had some blues on the spawn arm that were really pissy too.
And then red, I could still see red through some of my black in the right light. So the more color you have in a sleeve, the harder it is to black out. black and gray is the easiest thing to black out because there's almost nothing to black and gray. A lot of it's soft shades, but
And it makes sense, right? Like colors on like kind of thing.
so then we have another sleeve. Here we go, a black and gray sleeve. This is a great candidate for a blackout, by the way. This
Right?
is a great candidate for, like, if I was thinking what sleeve would black out easy, this one is a surefire bet. It's almost like there's nothing there.
But I want your skull.
I like the skulls a little bit.
I need your
Some
skull.
of them are fresh, some of them are healed, I think.
I like it. I mean, I like skulls,
At
but
least
I don't
not-
necessarily like the sleeve.
Not fresh, but
Yeah.
like I think that was done recently down there. I don't love this because it's too tonal. I feel like these guys would be upgraded with harder black.
I
but,
want the black.
like, this artist does nice work, but it's too light.
I agree.
I wouldn't go to get this personally.
Too soft.
Like I would want I would want the eyes, the nose, like in and around the teeth, all of that, the jaw to be darker.
Yeah, I'd want it to be more graphic.
Would
I
make-
lean more towards graphic, so I like more harsh blacks and more whites.
Yeah.
Or skin tone in this case, but I don't like these super soft.
Well, it's like all 50%. Like it's all like kind of, we're not committing
Like
to
half tone.
Yeah, we're not committing to the dark anywhere, and because of that, none of the mid-tone gets to showcase either, because this is really nicely shaded. It's all very soft. It was all done very well. It's just
Smooth.
for my taste. It's not dark enough, and nothing gets to really highlight here.
Is this on the same arm?
I believe this is the same guy. I don't know though. So we have another skull here, but it doesn't look as well done, and it looks a little bit harder.
Yeah, this
So-
one has more dark in it. I wouldn't say black, but more dark and less
This is
mid-tones.
fresh still.
Yeah.
So who knows? It's gonna soften. I do believe this is the same cat, but
Hard to say.
yeah,
We're sorry if it is.
not really a
We're sorry
huge
if it
fan
isn't.
of either of these, to be quite honest. But like this stuff is really popular. Like out of the most popular stuff that comes in these parts, it's this style of soft black and gray. It's very, very popular.
Yeah.
Like people think that blackouts are becoming popular, or that like there's some like some styles that are, you see a lot on Instagram that are trending that people think are the current popular tattoo. That's bullshit. This is what's popular.
Oh yeah, I
This
feel like
stuff.
when I come into the shop, I see a lot of like soft black and gray realism.
You'll see that walking around even in any city you go to. You can see more of
It's
this.
it's so palatable for
Yep.
people though, right? They understand it. It makes sense.
The best is like someone will send in like references of sleeves like this, and they'll have like these long stories about them, and it's just like Pinterest screenshots.
Oh man.
Oh, I want this is the story of my life, and for this reason and that reason, and my mother was this,
I
and
need
my
the
dad
deer.
and this thing, and then you see
And a
the
bear.
references, and they're literally like the most generic tattoos of all time.
It's because that
Oh, this is the story of your life, is it?
Tattoo TV taught us that we have to have these like big, crazy explanations for like every tattoo we have, and it's cool to have explanations for some of your tattoos. But I have a fucking demon teapot,
Yeah.
and it's just for shits and giggles. Like that's okay.
Meaning is only ever going to mean anything to you.
Yeah.
And then you can, I could convince anyone of anything about my tattoo. Oh, this actually means this thing, that thing, that thing. I could
I
tell a
think
huge elaborate story. But
Most people don't want to hear your story though, guys.
everybody asks, but they don't actually want to know.
No.
So,
It's because we're taught that tattoos have to have meaning. Again, demon
no,
teapot.
just
like,
have
who
cool
cares?
skulls and move on. We
can't
even get
see
an
what's going
armor
on.
sleeve
Yeah,
with like feathers.
and a lion, and some
Just too much glare from the aftercare and stuff.
And it looks like we got some trauma.
Yeah, well, there's some chewed up there, but
Oh yeah.
that's okay. There's a lot going on here. So I kind of like the armor part of this, but I feel like the lion head is the
Too
worst.
flat?
It's not just that it's too flat. It's overall by far the worst part of this tattoo.
I almost wonder if they got the lion head first and then turned it into armor. It just looks so awkward.
Kind of looks like the armor was built around it.
Yeah.
Not as part of it. And they did a good job of pulling it all together. But like from a perspective standpoint, that lion's face is adding nothing to this tattoo.
It's really messed up. The perspective is so weird for the way the armor is.
Yeah, everything else is the right size.
Yeah, and I wish I could understand, like, obviously there's more, like, mail going on in the background, and then there's this wing.
The wing is completely unnecessary in this composition.
I just don't get why we have the wing. Like, I want to know why there's a wing. Is there...
Well, the wing should have been the whole lower arm if it was going to be
bird?
there at all. No, I don't think there's a bird.
Just a wing?
I think it's just a wing. But, I mean, it's like they wanted too many things here. Like, they should have just committed to the armor.
It's like we were saying, I want a fucking bird and a wing and a lion.
You have two sleeves. You got two leg sleeves. Like, you can have the wing somewhere else. But that being said, like, I don't like this armor sleeve as much as that background armor sleeve we did. And that one was, you know, not as well done. Mm-hmm. So just a tip, sometimes the composition, the layout can trump the technique. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
I
just
agree.
having the right idea can be a better tattoo than the better done tattoo.
Well, I'm going to swipe left.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're on to this Japanese traditional sleeve.
Oh yeah, it is a weird. It's not quite.
It
Japanese.
has sumi waves, but
It's kind of trad.
it's got trad-esque vibes to it as well.
I like the color.
I like this too, and I also kind of admire, like from what we see of it. I don't think. Okay, yeah, we do have some foreground.
I really like it.
It's kind of got like a. It's kind of got a new school vibe to it, too. That cat has got a new school feel to him.
It's like new school Japanese trad. I like it.
Yeah, I like
Badass.
it. I was going to say I kind of liked from the inside. There's almost no foreground.
Yeah.
Which is actually working here.
Yeah.
But the cat is foreground, and I don't feel like he feels like he is. Like
maybe bolder lines are more black.
Yeah, he's not properly highlighted away from the background.
I get what you're saying.
He's just kind of chilling out with everything else.
Do you know what I think it is? That's wrecking him. That's causing that. You see all these little fluffy little lines here?
Yeah.
That, I think, is what's causing
Probably.
that effect.
I think it's also the fact that there's a lot of dark here.
Yeah.
And so that the little bit of dark that's in him isn't really doing what it ought to be doing.
Yeah.
Like, he needed to be a bit darker himself.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the mischievous look on his face, though.
I love his eyes. I
And
think he's pretty cute.
I actually think this is the best sleeve of the day, for sure. They weren't afraid to go dark and colorful, and those are two things that I'm always barking about.
Yeah.
So, for my minor gripes, I would, in another life, I would happily wear a sleeve like this.
Yeah.
I would probably have my cat be a little angrier.
I'd get a
little
Tigger
more
like
evil.
this. He's pretty cool. I like your Tigger.
But overall, it's really cool, and like this stuff makes me happy. I like when people commit to color. You don't see enough color out
and
there.
I mean, we know this. I'm very fond of orange and tattoos. I think
You need some orange in your pumpkins.
no, my skin is orangey enough. I'm a big fan of orange on certain skin tones. I think it looks great. This guy, orange, it looks great. So
Yep, no, I like it. It's I just, if you could find a way to define the cat a little more, that would be the only thing that I would say. So
agree.